I masturbated while my baby cried. Yeah. Yes. It's true. Masturbated while my baby cried. And I've been doing this long enough to know there really is no segue from Weird Al hilarity to a bit about you masturbating while your infant cried. You just got to blurt that shit out like you're pulling out a fake eye and hope it all works. And it's true. I masturbated while my baby cried, but that's not what got me started. It's not like he was crying and I was like, good idea, Holmes. That's fucking awful. I'd be the worst person ever, worst parent ever. And it's not like he was even in the same room as me. It's not like he was next to me in his bassinet and I'm shoving the pacifier back in his mouth like, shut the fuck up. That is not what happened. Instead, true story, somehow worse, he was on the other side of my house with my mom. I know. He's with grandma playing, and I'm in my nerd cave getting work done, and he falls or some dumb baby shit and starts crying, and I'm like, shut up, because only daddy can cry while he masturbates. Sort of a house rule we're gonna put on the refrigerator next to no running and don't eat my cupcakes. The next thing that happened is my wife came in to get me to help my mom. Now, I don't know why my wife didn't go help my mom, but I guess I was next on the invisible list in her head. So instead, she came in, and my wife didn't just walk into my office. She came in like Kramer used to come in. Like fucking, hey, Jerry. You know. And every time my wife catches me masturbating, I always feel like I'm getting rid of a dead body. It's always like, no witnesses. Clunk. Now I gotta get rid of 2 bodies. Look what you did, lady. So instead of murdering my wife, which was definitely an option, I said what I normally say when my wife catches me masturbating, which is more often than you would think, or exactly as often as you think. Like the night will be ending and she'll be taking off her makeup and putting on her sweatpants, and I know we're not fucking, so I know my place. So I'll decide to gross up the bed before she watches Real Housewives. It's like, if you're gonna watch that bullshit, I'm gonna make it sticky in here, She'll come walking into the bedroom and I'll be like, gross, 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 gross. And then I'll look at her and I'll go, hey baby, I was just thinking of you. And we laugh and she regrets her life. And that was the truth. For the longest time, my wife still is my fantasy. Like, she's the kind of girl I couldn't get in high school, but now I got her and she's fucking awesome. But we've been together a long time. So part of me, like most guys, is like, what else is out there, brain? But I always feel like I'm cheating if I think about other girls when I'm whacking it. So I like to pretend my wife is dead. And again, it's not like she just died and I'm like, fuck her, as they put the body on the stretcher. That's horrible. No, in my fantasy, a full year has passed. Time heals everything. And in my fantasy, I was totally sad and bummed, and I feel like, I'll never find anyone like her, and I'm sitting around and getting fatter and fatter and getting grosser and eating Domino's every day and watching Fringe and Justified on DVD. And my friends come over and they're like, dude, this is pathetic. You got to get back on the horse. And I don't even know if guys still say that in real life, but in my fantasy, they do. Now, in my fantasy, it has been a full year, and now I'm fully back on the horse. I'm fucking girls like crazy. I'm fucking some girl from some band you've never heard of, or some girl I saw at SeaTac Airport this morning. Like, that's the thing, girls out here. No matter how hot or unhot you think you are, guys you don't even know masturbate to you. It's true. Guys you didn't even meet Never even saw them see you have fucking whacked it to you. Like, yeah, you're at work, and the girls will send you on a Starbucks run or whatever, and you'll get your coffee, and some guy you don't even see is in the corner, like, fucking nice skirt, bitch. I'm banking that shit, you know. You didn't even see this pig. And you get back to your work, and you're sitting in your cubicle, and you're like, what the fuck? Did, like, a ghost just walk through me or something? Like, it got cold in here. That's weird. Somebody checked the temperature. It's a weird feeling. Some guy you didn't even see, he didn't even make it to his car. He's like got the Frappuccino on the roof and he's in a parking lot like, fucking bitch from Starbucks, blah, 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 blah. That's what you get for having parts and smelling pretty, haha. So I'm in my fantasy on top of a speeding train and it's on fire. I'm fucking bitch from Starbucks that didn't look at me. And Megan Fox is there, but I'm just making her watch. And she's like, this is gross, why am I here? I'm like, to prove a point, Megan Fox, not everyone wants to fuck you. And she's like, you're weird, and I'm like, you're on fire, push. And that's when I come. I've always liked dirty jokes. I've liked dirty jokes since I was a little kid. I remember hearing jokes and liking riddles and joke structure and like taking to that as a very young lad. But then I heard dirty jokes and was like, oh my God, you know. And there's one dirty joke that I've heard my whole life that I've never been able to get my head around. And it's the premise that you've heard in comedians use, or people in your family, or like the guy at work that thinks he's funny. Guys will use this premise, and I've never understood it, but guys will say this. They'll go, if I could suck my own dick, I would never leave the house. And I've always, like, your creepy cousin will say that, and it's like, dude, it's Thanksgiving. We were talking about politics. Like, why'd you make it weird? I've always found a problem with that idea. If I could suck my own dick, I'd never leave the house. I've always thought, if I could suck my own dick, I would leave the house all the time. For therapy, for sucking my own dick. Because that's one of those things, it sounds awesome on paper, but you know the first time you have all your junk loaded into your mouth, you're just gonna be like, what was I thinking? Talk about bad ideas. My back hurts. Slayer. Slayer. How does my wife do this? Might as well finish, gulp. That's what's wrong with your generation, is you don't fucking finish things. On the other hand, I've always thought, if I could teach my penis to fart, you would never hear of me again. I'd be off the grid. If I had a farting penis, I'd be like one of those weird legends. Like I'd be the Steve Ditko of farting penises. I would be just one of those weird legends that you hear about. Like you'd be like, hey, what happened to Posehn? Remember we saw him that one time on Neptune? He's really good. Yeah. Oh, dude, I heard he lives up in a cabin up in the middle of nowhere by himself and just sits around all day laughing at his farting penis. And that would be me. Like, I wouldn't have internet or TV or books. I like all those things. Wouldn't need them. I would just sit around all day laughing at my farting penis. I'd have a 12-foot beard, just to wake up in the morning, get out of the way, crazy beard. What do you got for me today, farting penis? I love you, farting penis. You're my best friend, farting penis. Do the Cheers theme, farting penis. Good enough. I'm losing my mind. And I really think I'm gonna be one of those guys, like pants down around his ankles and yelling about Star Wars. Like, yes, I still freak out about Star Wars. And not because I love it, because I hate it. Because I used to love it. And it betrayed me. Yes. I totally take it fucking personally. That's still my thing. And people that know me don't even like to bring it up around me because they just know Grandpa will start on a rant. Like, I was with my wife in Target, and we're walking through Target, and I see this is just a couple months back, and the Blu-ray display for the special editions is there. And I hate the special editions. And I fucking lose my mind on the Blu-ray display. I'm just pointing at the display. I lose my mind in a public place. I'm just like, fuck you, George Lucas. You don't get my money, motherfucker. Just fucking... My wife is like, what is wrong with you? Like, we're in a Target, you weirdo. Like, what are you doing? I can't even articulate my anger to my sweet, sweet wife. I just point to the display and go fucking... I'm like a monster. And she turns and looks at the Blu-ray display and just rolls her eyes because she is so sick of hearing the word star next to the word wars and then what comes out of my mouth afterwards, because it's my Vietnam. Like, I'm the old guy that loses his shit when that comes up. Young people will be like, I like the new ones. And I'm like, well, you don't know shit about dick, motherfucker. That's not Star Wars. They didn't need a special edition. It was special. You don't need a fucking special. George Lucas made that movie off the grid with his friends outside of the studio system using practical effects. 1975, 1976, that kid came out in 1977. John Dykstra. Greedo didn't shoot first. And like most of you, my friends are like, who fucking cares? Like, shut the fuck up, weirdo. Who fucking cares? But that is what my son is gonna have to hide from me. It's not gonna be porno or weed. I'll be cool with that. He's gonna come home one day and see my wife after spending the night at a friend's house and go, hey mom, I was over at Steve's place and I saw Phantom Menace, it's not that bad. And she's gonna go, watch your goddamn mouth. Your father will leave us. You guys have been fucking awesome, man. Thanks so much.